Hi, my name is Noah Bezos. I am Manager of Volunteer Engagement here at Ladder Up. Ladder Up is under the IRS VITA program. That stands for Volunteer Income Tax Assistance Program. As a matter of fact, Ladder Up is the largest single provider of free tax prep services in the state of Illinois, and we are one of the largest single providers of this service in the entire United States. But why is free tax prep so important? It's important because there are millions of families in Illinois and around the country as a whole. Maybe they're working full-time and making less than $30,000 a year. Maybe they're stringing together a couple of part-time jobs. Then come tax time, those same families and individuals are going to shell out around $300 on average just to get a really simple, basic tax return prepared. On top of that, the IRS does not regulate the private tax prep industry, and some studies have shown that there could be, in some cases, error rates of up to 60% on those returns. At Ladder Up, we are a nonprofit organization. We do not profit off of doing tax returns, and that's why our clients can trust us to have their best interests in mind. Why am I talking to you right now? We need volunteers. It's a volunteer tax income program. So, what I'm going to do today, and my staff is going to do, is we're going to show you how one of these tax sites work to get you inspired, to get you excited to come out and volunteer. We're going to show you how everything works step by step, take you through a client journey so you can understand how you can help do something positive in your community. Let's go.
Hi, my name's Savannah. I'm a volunteer engagement coordinator at Ladder Up. For many of our clients, their tax refund is the single largest check that they receive all year. So this check is really critical in helping pay for basic necessities, bills, maybe starting a savings account. So many of our folks can be pretty anxious when they're coming into a tax site to have their taxes done. So our intake screeners are the first friendly face that they see when they're here. They're welcoming people, they're answering questions, they're letting people know what the process is going to look like. Our intake screeners also help save time at the site by making sure that folks have all of the things that they need. So making sure that they have their ID, their social security card, any tax documents. Our intake screeners are also giving everybody an intake form and helping walk them through it. Sometimes an intake form can look pretty scary to folks coming in, so just helping everybody walk through those. After folks have met with an intake screener, they're going to take a seat and then they'll be seen by a case reviewer.
Hi, I'm Elena Espinosa, Volunteer Engagement Coordinator. You've now reached the second step of the process, our case reviewer. So this is the first time where you really sit one-on-one with the client and review all of their tax documents. You will use the forms that you received in the front during intake screening and go one by one, line by line, and review all of the tax forms and basically to see if they're in scope for our service. Once you determine their filing status and see that they have everything set, you can go ahead and send them on over to the tax preparer.
So our tax preparers make up the bulk of our volunteers. They're working one-on-one with our clients to help them prepare their federal and state tax returns. They're taking all of the information the clients come in with and they're putting it into the tax prep software that we use here. And our tax preparers get a lot of training, so they're ready to help clients that are maybe eligible for the Earned Income Tax Credit. They're ready to help clients that maybe drive for Lyft or Uber, anything like that. After the initial tax return is prepared, clients will go back out to the waiting room before they meet with a quality reviewer.
So you've now reached the last step of the process, quality reviewer. In this step, you are reviewing the tax return to make sure that there's accuracy all throughout the return. How do you do that? By checking to make sure that everything is spelled correctly and that all the tax forms are in the right place. Once you're done with checking the return, that there's no errors, you're going to go ahead and print the return and review it with the client. And this is where your job starts of going line by line, really explaining where the income goes, like on that tax document, and ultimately explaining to them why there's a refund or if they owe. This is a crucial part because we want the client to understand what the numbers mean. All of our volunteers who are fully certified under our program are not responsible for what goes out in these tax returns. The client is ultimately responsible for the content of their tax returns.
So how does Ladder Up do this? How does a program recruit volunteers that often don't have any prior tax experience, maintain a really high accuracy rate, and make sure that our clients are getting every single credit that they're eligible to get? We do this through our training. And the training, we make it as convenient as possible. Our volunteer training consists of online modules that you can take at your own pace and one in-person class, about 4 hours. The in-person class involves you coming out to one of our sites. We will go over how to use our tax prep software in Pro Series, and we'll actually go through the certification exam with you to answer any questions and to help you get ready and certified. Once you've passed that certification test, you are eligible to go and serve at any one of our 25 sites all around Chicago and in the suburbs as well. All of those sites have weekday evening hours and some weekend hours as well, just to make sure that we're keeping it as convenient as possible. You set your own schedule as a volunteer. When people volunteer with us, we ask each and every one of our volunteers to serve 2 shifts per month throughout the tax season. That's basically the 1st of February up until April 15th. That ultimately comes down to about 6 to 10 hours a month, or roughly 18 to 30 hours over the course of the tax season. But the average Ladder Up volunteer serves about 25 hours every single tax season. You are welcome to, and we encourage and celebrate you to serve more than that, but we also understand if you're unable to meet that full commitment. Every single shift that you serve counts, and every single shift that you serve makes a difference in someone's life. If you're a brand new volunteer, this is the first time you're volunteering with VITA or the first time you're volunteering with our program, we ask that you serve your first 2 shifts before March 15th. Why? Because before the tax sites start to get really busy and really crowded, we want to make sure you have your sea legs. You understand how the process works, you get acclimated to the site, you learn some new things, you practice a little bit. That way you'll be fully ready to work with all of our clients in that later season rush as time goes on. And I know that sounds like a big commitment, and it can seem like a big commitment up front. The bottom line is this: the more volunteers we have, the more people that we can serve. And every year, we have to turn away hundreds of people who could be benefiting from this service. You can change that. When you volunteer with us, you make sure that we are able to serve every single person that is eligible for this service, and you make sure that hardworking families have their money that they earned right back where it belongs in their pockets. So the next steps are for you to get involved. Step 1, you're going to go to goladderup.org/volunteer to learn more about our volunteer roles. On that same page, step 2 is to sign up for our mailing list. This is how we're going to keep you informed about what's happening, sending you email updates, newsletters, letting you know when training and registration begins. That's the best way for us to keep in contact with you. And then step number 3, you need to tell 3 of your friends about this opportunity. Word of mouth is still the #1 way that we recruit volunteers. And by spreading the word about the incredible impact that you can make with this service, that's going to really make the difference for us. Thank you so much. We are looking forward and honored to serving with you in the upcoming season.